The Baltimore Children and Youth Fund is taking issue with a series of investigations from our Spotlight on Maryland team. The Youth Fund aims to boost local programs for children. It's almost exclusively funded by taxpayer dollars, and yet it operates as a nonprofit. Patrick Huff has the latest in his reporting on how BCYF spends your tax dollars.
We received a letter from legal counsel for the Baltimore Children and Youth Fund pleading with us to stop what they described as incessant media coverage of their operations. Now, our investigations over the past year exposed a series of spending habits from BCYF that some transparency experts described as concerning. Now, this includes yoga sessions in Alabama, dinners in New Orleans, and a grant to an organization that folded just months later. Here's why BCYF wants us to stop this reporting.
The letter from BCYF's legal counsel complained of repeated and slanted reporting, often lacking full context and omitting key facts, which they claimed fostered public mistrust and emboldened harassment of both BCYF and some of the grantees it serves. The organization requested we seize this pattern of unfair reporting and news distortion. Our attorney wrote a letter in response to the lawyers representing BCYF stating, quote, "In making these arguments, however, you offer no examples of erroneous information, indications of bias, or specifics on how our accurate reporting has caused financial or reputational harm to BCYF."
They need to spend resources not on lawyers, but on being transparent and providing information to the public.
David Williams is the president of the Taxpayer Protection Alliance. He said BCYF should welcome calls for transparency.
Nonprofits are usually shrouded in financial secrecy, so that's why it's important for people to have the ability to ask questions and have them answered by taxpayer-funded nonprofits.
BCYF's letter also complains of an excessive number of public information requests from Spotlight on Maryland, which it said is, quote, draining taxpayer-funded resources. But without these public information requests, we wouldn't know how BCYF spends money behind closed doors. Our request led to extensive investigative reports, including how BCYF sent a nearly $1 million grant to an organization that folded about 6 months later and had to return most, but not all, the funds. Our other public information request revealed BCYF spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on trips for its employees and community leaders to Alabama, Missouri, and New Orleans, with specific expenses such as $3,600 for 3 yoga sessions and 1 short breathing exercise.
Cry me a river.
Williams said BCYF should quit complaining and focus on complying with public information laws.
The MPIA is practically the only way to get information out of these entities. And for a nonprofit to send a letter and to say that they are spending too much time replying to these requests is a cop-out.
BCYF faced backlash from local leaders in the wake of our reporting. Former Mayor Jack Young said in December that BCYF's operations are not what he envisioned when he led efforts to launch the fund about 10 years ago. BCYF faced criticism from other influential city leaders in recent weeks over its plan to send about $7 million to Mayor Scott's Office of Employment Development for different youth programs. Critics included BCYF's former co-chair of its task force, John Brothers, as well as City Council President Zeke Cohen and City Councilman Mark Conway.
Yeah, I think attempts to thwart investigations of the media are counterproductive, not only, but just wrong.
That's Councilman Conway, who told us BCYF still owes the public an explanation about its relationship with Mayor Scott.
When the Youth Fund is sending money wherever, including the mayor's office, and not being accountable or transparent about that spending, that really has me worried.
We'll continue to dig into BCYF's use of your money, including whether they use taxpayer dollars for outside legal counsel to send us this letter. For Spotlight on Maryland, I'm Patrick Huff.
Last week, we asked viewers if taxpayers in Baltimore City have the right to complete transparency from all nonprofits that receive taxpayer funding. 95% of respondents said yes.